How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So I have received my DJI Osmo Mobile 2. So the Osmo Mobile 2, a $129 option to the original DJI Osmo Mobile. Right now, its only competition out there when it comes to a 3-axis mobile stabilizer is the Dji Smooth Q. And if you've seen some of my previous videos, you know I've been working with the Dji Smooth Q for about a year now. When I heard about the DJI Osmo Mobile 2, I was very anxious to get this. The design on this is very close to the original DJI Osmo Mobile with the exception of the material. The controls are very nice and laid out for easy operation, I think, with your right hand. So the reason I say this is easy to operate with your right hand is because they have moved the zoom button to the side of the gimbal. Now, if you're left-handed and you try to operate the gimbal, you're going to have to kind of manipulate this control with your thumb. It kind of gives you the feeling that you might not have a solid grip on this because the only thing you're holding with are your front 4 fingers and your thumb is kind of not wrapped around it. So if you're left-handed, that might be an issue for you. But when it comes to style, I think the Osmo Mobile 2 has it over the Dji Smooth Q. Now again, the Dji Smooth Q only comes in at around $90 now. Why is this worth the extra, I don't know, $20 or $30 to go out and buy the DJI Osmo? And the one answer for that is DJI Go. So let's get this powered up. Now initially I thought I got a dud. When I first got this thing, I took it out of the box and it would not work. And I was wondering what was going on with it. I was a little bit frustrated. And it turns out that when you first get this, it will not function until you do the activate feature of getting it started. And that means going through setting up an account like you would do a drone and then setting up the Wi-Fi and connecting to the DJI Osmo. Once you do that, the DJI will fire up and it'll balance itself, it's self-stabilized, and you'll be ready to go. There are some differences between the DJI Go software and the Dji Play software. I feel like the Dji Play software has a lot more features to it. It allows you to do stuff like calibrate. It has some other features that aren't actually available in the Go 4 software, but the Go 4 software is cleaner, it's smoother, and it actually works. If you were to take this software and compare it side by side, you would see that the Dji Smooth Q software is a little bit buggy still. When it comes to the zoom feature, on the DJI Osmo 2, using the zoom feature, it is a smoother, not exactly super smooth, but a smoother, fast-stepped, multiple step zoom in. With the Dji Smooth Q, it's a 2 or 3 step to get you from, point A to point B by 4 steps versus 20 steps that gives you that smooth effect. So there's also some other things about the Osmo Mobile 2 that I noticed. So one of the things I noticed different between the Android and the iPhone is that the stepping in zoom is definitely not as smooth. You can definitely see the difference in smoothness and difference in movement in it. And it's not as refined as it is with the iPhone, which is a disappointment for me because I'm primarily a Galaxy person. I usually use my Galaxy phone for all of my vlogging, all of my video. In fact, I'm using it right now for my lavalier mic. The Dji Smooth Q is able to rotate 360 degrees. Is that a positive? Is that a benefit? I'm not sure. Actually, I do know there's a feature on the Dji Smooth Q that you can use. I call it selfie mode, where we'll take the camera and turn it. Now you're able to vlog yourself with the higher resolution camera on the back of the phone versus the usually lower resolution on the front of the phone. With the Osmo Mobile 2, you're not able to do a 360 degree rotation. It only rotates about 345 degrees, but it is a very quick switch from front camera to back camera by clicking the mode button 3 times. There you go. So if you wanted to self-vlog with this one, all you had to do is click the button 3 times, and while the camera won't rotate, you can do it on the fly where you can actually click the button 3 times and switch between the front and rear camera. When you look at the tracking feature, the Osmo Mobile 2's tracking is as good as the DJI drone tracking. Once you lock in on it with this, it will keep track of every movement of that subject, and it does it really fast. One other thing about the Osmo Mobile 2 versus the Dji Smooth Q is the Dji Smooth Q is a little bit more difficult to tune or set up. When you're going into the Dji Smooth Q's Play app, you can go through and fine tune those motors to a specific speed, specific rotation on either the Y or Z axis. You can kind of get in there and fine tune that down to customize it to your liking and feel. I kind of like the way that the Osmo Mobile 2 does it, where it's kind of not exactly too vanilla or too generic where you're not able to get a good feel for it, but it breaks it down to about 3 or 4 options: slow, medium, or fast. And with that, you should be able to get a decent rate of movement when you're doing different kind of cinematic shots. You could take this and probably slow it all the way down for a slow walk, or you can take it and speed it all the way up for action. And you don't have to go in and really, there's so many different selections or options when you go into the Dji Smooth Q. It's almost like a turn off. What I found that I would do is I would put it to the setting that kind of fit almost all need, like right there in the middle, and I left it there. With this one, it gives me a very quick option to go into my settings button here, and then when you go into like general gimbal, you can go in and you can do a self-calibrate. You can set up the fast configuration to figure out how fast you want that thing to move. You're probably not going to be able to see that with my lighting here, but let me see if I can get that to focus. So you can go in and set up all your options really fast by going through here. You can reverse or even lock out certain, I guess, axes on the gimbal. And I like that about the Osmo Mobile 2. They really thought out how to make this very user-friendly. The Dji, while it's not, I don't want to say it's not user-friendly, it's just not as easy to get it set up and get it working. One thing that both have in common, and one thing that both have going for them, is the ability to balance this out with the I don't know if you can see that there. If I can get that to show you on the back, is the ability to balance out your cell phone by use of this little nut here and sliding this arm out or in to kind of get it to balance out. That makes balancing these gimbals very easy to do. I've had other gimbals in the past that required you to take a balance weight or a counterbalance weight to put it on one end to kind of get it to work, and that's very difficult when you're working with 2 different phones or 2 different devices. Yeah, I have an iPhone and I have an Android phone, and both are different sizes and different weights. So it's very easy for me to slide that in here. And I know a lot of people say they don't like this spring clamp, but this spring clamp actually works for me because all I got to do is spread it apart, get the phone in, push it up against the arm, and then balance it out, and I'm ready to go with either phone. I don't want to kind of show any bias here, but I think you might have already got it. I am a very big fan of the Osmo Mobile 2. And with that said, I think that it is time to give away my Dji Smooth Q to somebody who really wants it. So leave a comment below. I'm going to pick somebody and I'm going to send you my Dji Smooth Q. All right. So I will get back to you a lot more on this as soon as I get out and do some shooting with it. When I had the Dji Smooth Q in New York, I had a blast with it, using slow motion and doing some walking through crowd and doing fast motion. This is almost as cool as a drone when it comes to shooting with his cell phone. So very cool option to add to your collection of I guess photo equipment. And if you don't have one yet, I would suggest that you go out and get one of these. So I will get back to you soon with more details on the Osmo Mobile 2, and definitely I'll give you a tutorial on how to get this set up, because there's a lot of stuff on here that doesn't tell you how to do it in the manual. Typical for DJI. There's probably a manual online that I haven't read yet. I've only gone through the one that came in the actual box, but there's some features that I figured out on this thing that maybe you need to know about. So stay tuned and I'll get back to you soon. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting the channel. Hope you like the Osmo Mobile 2 if you already got one, and I'll get back to you soon. Talk to you later. Bye.